So, first off, guys,
Yes.
my question is about the cause. In briefly, why do you support it? Let's start with you, Shelby.
AIDS is such a huge thing. It affects millions of people, probably more than that. And it's so widespread. Third world countries, first world countries, I will say it. I have said it and I will say it again. It is such a widespread disease, and we need to make a difference. We need to start working on this and make a difference.
Bravo. And you, Marialexa, what would you say? Why the cause?
I think because we live in such an isolated town and it's very safe here, that we shouldn't let our isolation be an excuse to separate ourselves from causes that are going around throughout the rest of the world. And it's so important to have community involvement wherever you are in a cause that is so potent and affects people everywhere, even though it may not directly affect people within our bubble here in Telluride.
Fantastic. Thank you for that. And you, Keith?
I say the cause because although maybe only 1,000, 2,000 people come for the entire event, the funds that are raised from the Telluride AIDS Benefit Fashion Show are felt all over the world. It's taken across multiple countries. It's taken across all of America, into Africa, into Sudan, South America, and it's just fascinating that our little community can make such a difference, and it's pretty special.
And all of you are pretty special. So let's talk about the fun part of what we have to talk about, which is the show. This can't be a simple proposition to put together a show with a cast of thousands while you're still going to school, while you're still doing sports. Lord knows what other things are in your life. So talk about the making of the show. Begin, Shelby, as director.
To be honest, Marialexa and I started meeting up in the summer. We started meeting up in June to start talking about this. I started getting my playlist together in June, and I've been working on it. It's been evolving. I've been out getting clothes. I'm here every day at practice all the time, helping with whatever needs to be done, doing fittings, running around like a chicken with my head cut off sometimes, and just, making sure they have everything that they need and that all of my models have everything they need.
How many people are in the show?
41, I think?
Yeah. It's the biggest.
I know.
Yeah,
all volunteer students.
Yeah.
Yes,
Wow.
and they're spending so much time, and they're doing so great. So.
Okay. Wonderful. Thanks for that. Marialexa, your role in the show.
Well, I'm the choreographer, so I think that the biggest lesson I've had to learn is being able to take this image that I had in my head that might have been so perfect, like a dance, and then having to translate it to people that may not have ever danced in their life. Okay. And so you really have to be patient with them. And I didn't expect that a lot of it to be a challenge for models. But it really was, and so patience and has been so key. And it was a struggle at first, just because the lines could be so rough, and a lot of them still are. And eventually, you have to get to this point where you just let it go, and you just become so satisfied with the effort that people are putting in, as opposed to every intricate detail being perfect. So, yeah, but I'm really happy with how things are going.
Wonderful. And Keith? You're wearing two hats, music and this education piece. Talk about that.
So in terms of music, I'd say it's fairly simple. These guys have pretty much given me all the music. I've helped a little bit getting the playlist together, and it's seeing as how it's their job, and they do it so well to just make sure that every line is pretty much the exact length. To within a second or two, makes it so easy. So you're just on the computer and you wait until it's over and you cut it, and that's just the exact length it is every time. But this year the education piece is really, I think, I don't know, brought me up to a different level that I am not usually at, because my style is always just sort of documentary stuff, where I'm in the corner or I'm just kind of in the background and I'm documenting things. But this year I've had to I don't know, picture everything that's been going on, and picture exactly what I want and write it all down, and it's a really cool process to have, to make something that's more staged rather than something that's just life.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
So, in conclusion, if you were having a conversation now with a friend, and you were giving them, and it was a conversation about potentially intimate relationships, or, and you're all so super AIDS conscious now, what would you say to that friend in conversation? What important thing do you want that friend to take away? Again, Shelby, you begin.
that you have to be open with your partner. If you're going to enter any relationship, you have to go get tested with them. You have to talk to them about their past relationships. You need to be honest with them, and you just have to be open. You can't be shy about it, because obviously entering an intimate relationship, you're not shy, so you should talk about it anyways. Mm-hmm. And that's part of the process. It should be part of the process.
Wonderful. Yeah. And what would you say?
I think it's important not to be naive about it. Especially for people who are living in communities such as Telluride that are so wholesome and safe and often isolated. I think it's really easy to make the assumption that AIDS is a really distant issue when it's not, and it can be so easy to contract. And a lot of times, like, victims of AIDS don't even know they have it for a very long time. So you just really, really have to be aware, and don't make any assumptions based on, like, where you live and, like, how you've been raised.
Wonderful. Keith?
And I'd say something probably pretty similar to Marialexa, where basically, yeah, we've all grown up in Telluride, we've all lived in Telluride, and I think the Telluride way is to sort of, since we're so small and we've all grown up together, a lot of kids do things before they do, a lot of other kids in America do things.
Yeah.
And so I think that if kids are willing to take that plunge at such an early age, and they've known they're going to take that plunge with someone that they've grown up with their whole life.
Let's keep going.
Keep going.
And if they're going to take that plunge with someone they've grown up with their whole life, they just automatically know that they're clean and they're safe. And but the older you grow, the more you're going to keep reaching out and wanting to do that with more people. And it's not everyone's safe. It could happen to anyone. Any one of us could be infected. It's crazy. A lot of people don't know.